Hi, welcome back to the Real Estate Huddle, you guys. We are on episode 51 here. We're super excited to have a guest with us today. So we'll kick it off and introduce Andrew Coles with Carpet Mill is here to talk to us about flooring. So Andrew, do you want to tell us just a little bit about yourself and your background before we learn more about what you have to offer?
Sure, yeah. So I have a background in design with new construction and remodels as well as commercial. Been 20 plus years in the design field, and so definitely have a passion for helping people, make their space look better. So love it here in Colorado. Moved here from Oklahoma a few years ago and enjoy the mountains, skiing, backpacking, that type of thing. So just loving life. Yeah.
That's awesome.
So are you an OU fan or an OSU fan?
Oh, yeah. I mean, after the game Saturday, not as much an OU fan. I actually watched the Buffs play afterwards, and I was like, maybe it's time to jump ship.
That was a football game.
That was a great game.
That was a football game.
They tore down the goalpost before the game was even over. I was like, I like it.
Yeah. That's a good game. People in Boulder don't mess around or have no control.
Was that used to be a big rivalry, OU and CU?
A long time ago. When I grew up, they were in the Big 12. And now
Big 8.
Well, true, yeah.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah, way back. Yep.
Yeah, I remember those days.
Dating yourself. Big 8. But
We're proud.
That's awesome. Well, people are probably wondering why on earth we're talking about real estate here. Why do we have a flooring contractor here? And I'll tell you why. First of all, Andrew does a phenomenal job just taking care of our clients. And, we recommend you with just full vote of confidence. We know you take care of people. You guys have a ton of product as far as Carpet Mill goes between even counters, right? You guys do counters too.
Yeah.
And then have all types of flooring, LPV we've got the carpet. You guys do that. So it's nice for us to not have to refer like a carpet guy and then a hard floor guy and then a counter guy, right? When we can send them to you and you can take care of everything. I love the financing options. Tell us a little bit about the financing that you offer for people.
Yeah, for sure. So one of the things we try to do is make it easy for your clients. And we always appreciate the referrals and working with your sellers and buyers. And one of the things that makes it very easy on the process is our 0% financing. I mean, when you're looking at listing your home, I know there's so many expenses and a lot of people are kind of probably scared to list their home because of all the things they have to accomplish to do it. And I know you've done a really great job with the clients we've worked with in the past of advising them what's going to bring them more value for their home by putting fresh paint or flooring or countertops. And so one of the things we can do to make that easy is offer that 0% financing. So your clients aren't having to pay for that up front. And once they get these exponential profits from, the bigger offers they get from having a fresher looking home, they can pay off the loan with ease. So it makes it nice. Yeah.
That's huge. Yeah. And how long does it go 0%?
For
12
a
months?
year.
Okay.
Yeah.
So 12 months. That's a good fair amount of time for them to get their home sold. And then once they sell their home, then they have all that equity that then can just pay off their flooring project that they did and made money on, right? Because of the investment. So we always tell people, and it's true, this is based off statistics from the National Association of Builders, that it's about a 300% return on the right flooring project, right?
Wow,
that is on par with trends, right? If you go with the wacky, cork flooring that's like the Boston Garden, it's not going to work so well in your kitchen, right?
Yeah.
But if it's on par with what we're seeing in 2024, with what buyers are liking, you always want to go for what the majority is liking, right? We're never going to please everybody, and we get the question all the time, well, can't we just give them a carpet allowance or can't we just give them a flooring allowance? And we always tell people, that's the worst thing you can do.
Yeah.
Because one, you're giving up money, right? And you're not creating any emotional appeal. So you lose out on what you would have gained if you would have done the work, right? And the biggest reason why people don't usually go forward with a project like that is because they don't have the funds to do it, right? Either that or they don't like the idea of moving things around and all the work that it's going to take to get flooring in their home. So I've worked with several of your subcontractors. What I've found is they do a phenomenal job of moving things for people. If you take care of the small things like the little trash cans, lamps, stuff like that, they'll get the furniture, like the bed, the dressers, all that stuff, right? And typically they'll move that for you. And there may be like a small charge for that. They kind of consider that in the whole thing. But it's so worth it to let them do that and handle a lot of the moving things around when you're doing a floor project and make sure that it turns out great. So
Yeah, I mean that's the main goal is to try to make it easy for your clients. And so one thing we offer is doing a free in-home consultation. So I know people are busy when they're looking at listing, and so we can bring samples in the house, see what they look like with the cabinets, offer some design suggestions, give a estimate right then there on the spot, and get it going pretty quickly. So I know a lot of times the turnaround has got to be quick, and we're able to offer some really economical options, because I know that always comes up when people are looking to sell. They're not necessarily looking for the highest end carpet that I have. They want something that's going to be affordable, that looks good, and like you said, that appeals to the masses. Something usually lighter colors, something that's going to brighten up the home. Always does well.
Like extreme yellow, right?
Yeah, exactly. It's a nice orange shag. Yeah, green shag.
When he says bright, we mean like light tan, right? Or light gray.
Yeah, the grayish. I mean, that's what everybody's into these days.
So
Light
as far
bright.
as,
Grayish.
Light and
Did
bright.
you
Yeah,
say
grayish.
grayish?
Yeah.
as far as the styles go, like kind of breaking it down into like the hardwoods or the harder flooring and then the carpeting, like with the hard floors, what are you seeing as far as like the most common material, most common color, like size, like width, like, you know what I'm talking about?
Yeah.
What are you seeing the most that's being installed?
Sure. I mean, this comes up a lot. A lot of people have that kind of old school mentality that hardwood floors are, the only thing you're to put into, especially nicer homes. And that they've been known to bring good value, but there's a good investment in it. And so I've seen a huge trend in people moving over to the LVP product, which stands for luxury vinyl planks. And those have a stone core, so they're waterproof. And I've worked with many builders that have switched from hardwood floors over to the vinyl planks. And the reason why is they're just very easy to maintain. I mean, so many times you see with hardwood floors, if they get wet, they start to buckle and cup, and you have to re-sand them and finish them. And I've personally had several homes that have had the vinyl product, just maintenance free. Don't matter if you spill water on it or anything like that. As far as the coloring goes, people do vary, but the new trends tend to be like I mentioned, grayish, and in the wood products, more of your like beige colors. Sometimes I have people who do the gray kind of wood product, but typically it's more of the beige colors. And I noticed the trend has been more of that biophilia movement, which is to have more of an organic feel to the home. So the wood products have really made a resurgent. And so we also we do have hardwood floors and engineered floors as well. And those are great, but like I said, I usually recommend people to go more with the more resilient floors that are waterproof.
I've noticed that in most of the new builds that we're showing lately or that are being built are using the LVPs.
Yeah.
Like builders, I don't think builders like hardwoods. They're temperamental.
Yeah.
You got to water pop them or treat them.
You can imagine how many
Stain
warranty
'em.
issues, right? Like,
Oh, man,
my
yeah.
son spilled water.
Yeah.
My dog
I
keeps
just spilled a gallon of
drooling.
milk all over my new hardwood floors.
And this is warping. This should not be warping
right.
this soon.
Yeah, it's a warranty nightmare.
Oh, yeah.
You have I see life proof and I see water resistant and all that kind of stuff. The LVP stuff. It's and then like when you have pets.
Yeah.
Like most of those are pretty scratch resistant and pretty resilient with paws and claws and all that stuff. So.
Well, and going back to the days of the Big Eight, Chad, like back in the day, we used to have Pergo, right? It was like the laminate floor that people would talk
Pergo
about.
but that's the market creator. They created the market, right?
But it was ugly. It was so ugly.
So loud to
And-
walk on too.
And it was like cheap feeling, right? When you walked on it, it would kind of bend a little bit. It wasn't a very good product. It just felt kind of like plastic. It wasn't linoleum, but it felt like it kind of. Where nowadays, like the laminates or luxury vinyl planks, right? They are very good looking floors. Like they look awesome. They're wide plank. They have like kind of like grout lines, what it looks like. But they just connect. They're easy to install. And that's why it's a little more affordable, and the material is way less than hardwood. It's pretty similar in price to carpet, right? you
Yeah,
say?
I mean it's a little more, but yeah, the install is a little more expensive. The material itself is pretty similar, but the install costs a little bit more. And
Okay.
they do some trim work. I mean, when our installers come in, they actually remove the baseboards and lay the product down, and then put the baseboards on top of them. So there's a little more labor involved, but gives a nice finished product.
That's awesome.
Yeah, and the one advantage of the vinyl planks too is I've seen a huge trend of people removing, carpet in areas and just running it through the family rooms, office, kitchen, and it just creates that like one open space instead of having carpet here, hardwood there, tile there, and it gives a flow to the house.
The home looks so much bigger.
Yeah,
when
it really
you have
does.
one floor on the main floor. It looks awesome.
We're right in the middle of trying to figure out how to do that in my home. We have a ranch style home, and so everything's on the main floor, and it's just older carpet throughout basically the whole main floor. And like, it's time to jump ship on that.
So
one.
Spencer needs a deal. What do you-
I need a deal. That's
All right.
What can you do for this guy?
Well, no, it's that's why I'm asking all these questions. That's a little bit more personal for me. But as far as the carpet goes, what is obviously probably the same color schemes like grayish, and we're seeing, kind of the lighter carpet colors right now. Obviously not like the whites and stuff, but what are you seeing? Well, first, what's more popular right now, carpet or the hardwoods? Vinyl planks.
Yeah, I mean, me personally, when I look at, like we're saying, trends, the hard surface is definitely taking a bigger role, bigger than it used to. And what's up with Colorado and all the carpet in the bathrooms and kitchens? I'm like, I've never seen
I see it
so
way
much.
too often.
I've never
Way
seen
too
this
often.
as much as in this market, but
It's good to hear you say that. That was a jarring situation when I moved into my first Colorado
like your
house.
bathroom had
Well, I had a little boy, and he was like 5. Like, come on, he missed something.
Yeah, so I see a lot of people pulling the carpet out of the bathrooms, but I always like the idea of carpet in the bedroom because it gives a more warm feel.
Yeah.
But usually the other areas, like even hallways, are great. High traffic areas can be a little pricey on the stairs. Has a great look when it's done, but it's a little more of a commitment with doing the stairs. And sometimes people use runners, something like that on the stairs.
So what differentiates kind of the lower level carpet and the higher level carpet? Like, what's the difference between the two?
Yeah, and kind of touch on the trends in the carpet world, the patterns, which, a lot of people, when I say patterns, don't really know what I mean, but basically it's cut carpet with loops involved, so you kind of have like a loop and a cut. Some will be all loops, but those have definitely gotten more popular. They wear well, they don't show the footprints and things like that, like just a standard plush carpet would. They also, it's that grayish color that's so popular now. You get a lot of that multi-grayish, and sometimes lighter gray colors tend to be very popular. As far as listing a home, like I said, a lot of times we will come in and just put something really inexpensive in there that just looks good. And I mean, a lot of people say when they move into a home, I don't know if you've heard this, they want to replace the floors, even if they're brand new. I've seen it so many times where someone bought a home and, yanks the carpet out and puts their
Especially in
own
the luxury price points.
Yeah. And that's usually where people will get a little more spendy.
Yep.
One of the big things I always push is carpet that's solution dyed, which basically means when they make the fibers, they put the dye in the fiber itself instead of dyeing the fiber after they make it. So it's part of the fiber, and we always use the analogy of a carrot. You see the color go all the way through the core of the carrot. And so what that means is you can actually clean the carpet with a bleach solution, which always cracks people up. Some people are scared to use bleach on their carpet, but when they are solution dyed, the color's that fast. And super stain resistant, but also won't fade through time.
That's cool. So, like the extent of what you guys do, you do all types of flooring, basically, and you also do counters in kitchens, or bathrooms, that type of deal.
Sure.
Would you do backsplash too, or do you guys just do like kind of the 4-inch
I mean, when it comes to the backsplashes, usually people kind of do those on their own.
Yeah.
We have people that can do them, but there's so much different tile offerings that people like that we don't have a big selection of that.
Yeah.
But the countertops themselves, like you said, a lot of people just do the 4-inch. You can do higher if you want, of the same material, and it's a good look that way, nice and clean look.
Can you get the back, like if you were to do something like that, just the 4-inch like behind it, does that's included in the 0% financing?
Correct.
You can get financing for that.
Yeah.
But if you wanted to run it up with tile, then you would have to connect them with somebody else that would do that.
Yes,
Okay.
yeah. Usually, I mean,
That's kind of the
I
extent.
do have backsplash, but I find a lot of times I don't have everything what people want. But kind of the subway tile, which is pretty popular these days. I have plenty of those to choose from. So,
That's cool.
Yeah,
So you got some selection, and if they wanted to go to Floor and Decor, buy it, and then have your installers install it. Could that be included in the 0% financing?
Yeah.
That's like just the install of it.
Yeah, exactly.
Okay.
Yeah,
That's
can
cool.
do that. Yeah.
That's good for us to know, just for helping sellers prep their home and not spend cash, right?
Yeah.
That they need to
Anywhere
save.
they can save.
Yeah, that's huge.
Yeah, and a lot of people nowadays are using quartz. I mean, I rarely sell granite anymore. It's like everybody does quartz, and
100%.
almost everybody's doing a white kind of quartz with a marbling in it. And so we've got plenty of those and good prices of them. Some we stock as well.
Cool.
So, yeah,
That's awesome. So good selection on that. So like, and you go to the house and measure those as well.
correct. Yeah, bring samples and do the same
Okay.
thing. So
That's such an important. Like when I heard you say that before for the flooring, like I've had other contractors in the past try to have the customer measure everything and then send it in, like send the measurement in, and then it comes back wrong, and then it's this huge
gonna be
like
short.
yeah, it's such a pain because they want to just be based in their shop and have everybody kind of come to them. But it's like, it's so valuable when you go and you still take the time to go and see people. And like, you're running a shop over here, right? But you're still leaving your shop and going to visit people's houses.
Yeah, and people
take
can
care of
come into
this.
our showroom for sure. And sometimes people like to come in our showroom first and see what we have.
Yeah.
But we can do a really quick turnaround. I mean, a lot of times I can get stuff ordered same day or that type of thing. And usually our install times 2 weeks. But sometimes we do it quicker if we need to pull it off. So,
It's awesome.
Yeah.
That's huge. Yeah, the timing is big for us as we're trying to help someone prep for sale. Like usually we have about that 2 to maybe 3 week window, but and there are other people that are really smart and get ahead of things and plan ahead, and they're selling in 6 months, but they want to enjoy it for a while, and those people could do that. Pay 0%, right, on their financing and enjoy that flooring that whole time. So that's the coolest part, right, listeners? Like we can either connect you with Andrew and have him come to you, or you can go to him at his Highlands Ranch carpet mill shop and check out everything that he's got. So pretty sweet deal there. And I think from a consumer friendly standpoint, like the fact that you have such a huge selection, you do multiple things, 0% financing, and you're able to get it done, quickly within a time frame and a budget. I feel like your pricing is very fair. Like it's just been a great experience sending people to you. So
yeah, we try to make it easy. I mean, like you said, we'll come in, move the furniture out of the way, so that shouldn't be a worry for somebody. And the nice thing with moving the furniture is we can move it to one side of the house instead of having to bring it up and down the stairs and things like that.
Yeah.
And so they'll come in and remove the old product, install the new product, put the furniture back. Comes with a 1-year warranty, which covers all the service parts, as well as the manufacturer has longer warranties as well. So,
that's awesome.
Yeah.
That's cool. Right. Well, maybe you're a listener that's like has a spouse that's like, we're not doing this. We're not going to go through the work of doing floors in our house. Like, send them this podcast episode, right? Like maybe,
I'll be sending my wife this podcast.
they won't know of our secret operation until they get to this point in the podcast. Then they'll be like, why did you send me this? Sorry, Chad, what were you going to say?
No, I'm actually past client. We had a very good experience. We had just bought one of those brand new beds that go up and down, so they weigh like a ton and a half. And
Yeah. Like a Murphy bed or a...
no, like, that.
Oh, yeah.
All I remember is that the installer probably swore under his breath,
Yep.
but they still move it.
Yeah, they do.
It's amazing. Yeah, they work so hard too.
Yeah.
Like they're installers that have been in our house. I'm a big Oscar fan. I love Oscar. That works
Yeah,
for you
he's
guys.
the best.
He's so good. My wife loves having him in our house too because he's just so friendly. He's got such a good just countenance about him. But when he's been in our home, he's been so considerate. He did our engineered hardwoods in our old place, and he started in the most invasive areas so that he could like work out from there and get out of the way from that so that we could still cook again and we could live our life again, basically.
that's great.
So they were so smart with how they did things, and then just kind of like worked their way out from there, which I loved. So good people working for you.
Yeah,
Sure.
yeah. We try to use handful of crews that have been working for us for 15 plus years. So yeah.
It's awesome. That's cool.
No, you mentioned a little bit. So and this is kind of a hard question, so you may not be able to answer it super accurately, which is fine.
I'll make it up if I have to.
As far as like turnaround goes, like on an average home, like average 3-bedroom, let's just say you're just reflooring an entire main floor, right, of like 1,000 square feet. What does a turnaround look like on that?
Yeah,
start to
as
finish?
far as the install time is usually, that project is usually same day. Sometimes with the hard surface and carpet projects, go maybe a 2-day, but it's rare they go past 2 days. So,
Nice.
yeah.
Yeah, that's awesome.
Yeah, they get in and out,
That's
and they're
awesome.
usually there from like 8 a.m. to 7 p.m.
Oh yeah, they'll stay
sometimes.
late if they have to.
they're-
I've gotten many calls
I
at
love
9
that.
saying they're done.
They work hard, man. I
wanna
can't
get it done in a
imagine.
day.
the
I wonder,
back
when you say
pain.
Oscar, I wonder if that's who I had. Yeah, it was one of those things like we
probably
could come,
so, yeah.
we could come back tomorrow for 2.5 hours, or
Yeah, such a good
Get it
guy.
done.
He's great.
Yeah.
Awesome. Well, you guys have a great system set up and do good work. So
Sure.
hopefully,
Thanks.
anyone listening, you can contact us to connect with Andrew, or we'll put Andrew's information down there as well, so you can connect with him and then some examples of like their website and what you can shop around there as well, right? Online. And
Yeah.
see what you guys
Yeah,
have.
and anybody just has some general questions, feel free to give me a call or shoot me a text. So
Perfect. Awesome. That sounds great. Well, thanks for joining us. Real quick
Yeah,
before you
thanks for
go,
having me.
do you have a favorite book that you read that like helps you?
Well, I could say I love reading. The book that I'm reading right now, I could probably just talk about it.
Yeah.
Is Deaths in Yellowstone,
Oh,
which is kind of funny because I was reading it while I was in Yellowstone. We went
That's awesome.
backpacking, and of course I'm reading it to my girlfriend when we're out in the woods about the bear attacks and things like that.
Seems
But
smart.
it's actually a very interesting story. They go through all the deaths in Yellowstone,
Wow.
and from like back in the 1800s.
how many
to
are because
current.
of because of
fascinating.
bears?
Well, actually, the people falling in the geysers or the hot springs are actually the number one cause. But
What's
bear
this book
attacks
called?
was-
Because I'm interested.
Deaths
It's
in
Deaths in Yellowstone.
Deaths in
yeah.
Yellowstone.
Yeah,
That's
yeah.
it.
Is she still your girlfriend?
Oh yeah, she is. Yeah, that's good. She just had a lot of bear spray with her the whole time. So.
Freaking her out while she's out there in
Yeah.
the wilderness. That's awesome. And then any favorite movie that you have that you go back to over and over, or that you have to
Man,
watch?
So many good movies.
See, he's going to date himself. Give us a good one.
A good older movie. I'm trying. You can put me on the spot.
I referenced a movie, and he's like, "Yeah, I wasn't born then."
Yeah, something Chad can relate to.
Yeah, I mean,
You guys
Chad's
shut
so
up.
bitter
Talk to me.
if you want to go old school, definitely love all the old gangster movies. Like
Ooh, that's
Scarface and
There you go.
Godfathers. I mean, you can't ever beat those. It's been
Say
forever.
hello to my little friend.
Yeah. Well, there's a good era of the zombie movies. There are so many good zombie movies.
That's
Like
awesome.
28 Days, probably one of my favorites.
That's
But,
cool.
yeah.
Any podcasts that you subscribe to, listen to, besides the Real Estate Huddle, of course?
Yeah, Stuff You Should Know. I listen to quite a bit. I don't know
Oh,
if
cool.
you've heard of that one, but yeah, I listen to that all the time.
I still listen to that.
That's
It's a
awesome.
good one.
Good deal. Awesome. Well, thanks for joining us today, Andrew.
Yeah.
Appreciate you being here, and I hope you enjoyed listening, and we'll catch you next time. And our next episode's coming up in a week, so stay tuned, and we'll be coming out with weekly episodes ongoing. So if you have enjoyed what you're listening to and you'd like to hear more, make sure to press that subscribe button so that you can not miss out on any more episodes that are coming up. And also check out all of our contact information is below. You can see us at the dreamsmithteam.com to look up more information about our team and our history and all of the members of our team, and see contact information that you can reach us if you have any real estate needs.
See you next time.